Hey guys, welcome back to the studio and thank you so much for being here with me. Today I'm going to go over the different types of leather because I often get asked the question, what type of leather should I use for my project? And I thought the best thing to do is to do a video about it. So here we go. Whether you guys are making a wallet, a bag, a belt, a handbag, a tote bag, whatever it might be, the leather choice is incredibly important. So, what's the best type of leather? Well, first of all, let's start with tanning. What is tanning? Tanning is the tanning. How many times can I say tanning? Tanning is the process of turning a skin into a hide, into leather, into a protected material that can be used in the fashion industry, the craft industry, whatever it might be. This is first done by taking the hide, goes from being a raw material to being a usable product within your material, with like this is tanned leather. It's done by submerging, or there's a couple of different ways it's done, whether it's pit tanned. There aren't many pit tanners around in the UK. Baker's is the primary pit tanner here, or whether it's drum tanned and drum dyed, whether most commonly used in Italy and France and that sort of place. Which type of leather should I use for my project? Well, first of all, you have to ask yourself two main questions. A, what is the project? And B, what type of look am I looking for? Is it a belt where you want it to take the characteristics of the person, the usage, you want it to age with that person? Or is it that's just one example, is it a bag or a wallet where you want it to be quite resilient to the usages of that person? You want it to be resilient to the wear and tear of putting in and out of the pocket, the wear and tear of putting your keys in your wallet or whatever you put in your bag. I don't know. You want it to be resilient to that. There's two types of tanning. There's vegetable tan and there's chrome tan leather. Vegetable tan uses an all-natural tanning process of vegetable tannins. That's where the name comes from, vegetable tannins. And it takes the natural tannins from vegetable roots, tree bark, if it's Baker's, or the tannins that they've decided to use. A lot of them don't actually tell you what they use because it's obviously trade secrets. Or on the other side of the fence is chrome tan or chromium tan. That's where chrome comes from, chromium or chrome salts or chromium sulfate, I think it is. Anyway, and they are used. That is the sort of newer-ish school of doing it, and veg tan is the older. Obviously, vegetable tanning has been around for far longer. However, vegetable tanning is far more expensive, and that is why when you find a leather that is vegetable tanned or veg tanned for short, it is going to be far more expensive. You're going to pay a lot more per foot in the UK, per meter if you're in Europe or whatever. It's going to be far more expensive because it takes a lot longer. It takes longer for those tannins to impregnate into the fibres of that leather than in chrome tan. Like, we're talking upwards of a year for some leathers in vegetable tanning. In chrome tan, it can take days, not months or not weeks or months. It can take days to chrome tan. It's a far faster process, and that is simply because they're using chemicals instead of chemicals to push that tannin into. It's still tannin. It's to push that chromium salts into that leather. It's done by chemical. It's essentially forced into the fibres. Now, with vegetable tan, it takes a long time for those vegetable tannins to absorb into that leather. It can take months, if not upwards of up to a year. It's a long process when it comes to vegetable tanning. But some people argue it can be a more you get a, well, not arguable, you get a naturaler finish. It's less resilient though. Vegetable tanning, it takes the characteristics of that person, of how they use it. The because it's vegetable tanned and it's not done by chemical like in chrome tan, the oils and fats, or the oils and waxes of your skin impregnate into it. I don't have a wallet on me that I can show you. I switch my wallets up a lot. For instance, this one, which you can see me make in one of my previous videos, is veg tanned. In fact, most of the wallets I make on my channel are vegetable tanned. The leather is vegetable tanned in most of the stuff I make on this channel, because it produces a far more natural finish. It's that's the main positive of it. And it's the negative, however, is the fact that it takes those oils. So if you want something to be harder wearing, more durable, you're probably going to use chrome tan. The leather I showed you just now is chrome tan, and it's very easy to tell because if you look at the side profile, of it, you'll see a little white line, and that is because of the chrome. The chromium salts leave that white underneath the surface finish. Now, I'm not going to go into. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to go into the whole, into more of the tanning process of how they put the tanning in, because tanning and dyeing are two different things. They're done within the tannery. Both of them are done within the tannery. However, first of all they tan it and then they finish it with a dye. Now, a drum dyed, there's several ways of doing it, but a drum dyed leather will be what's called struck through. This is struck through. You might not be able to see it on camera. There we go. That's struck through. It means that the dye is all the way through. This is vegetable tanned goat from Aran. Now a lot of leathers can be both. Chrome or veg. The species of leather is not dependent. Is not sort of dependent on the type of tanning. You can have calf that's either chrome or veg. You can have either. However, some leathers cannot be tanned. Now, I'm not entirely certain why, but some leathers cannot be tanned via veg tan. They can only be chrome tanned. So another one is how you want to finish your product. If you want to finish your product burnishing the edges, like this wallet is that I showed you before, this wallet has a burnished edge, so you can see the layers. I've rubbed it down and I finished it. It's sealed. I've got a video. I'll do a video on burnishing if you let me know in the comment section below if you want me to do that. But if you want to burnish it and have a more natural finish to that edge, you won't be able to do that with chrome tan leather. It's not burnishable as far as I'm aware, and as far as I've tried with multiple years of experience now, it is not possible to burnish chrome tan leather. However, on the flip side, if you want to do more edge painting, you can do that with both. But if you don't mind about burnishing, if burnishing is something that's neither here nor there for you. You can use either. You can use you'll have to paint the edges, and I've got a video on painted edges on my channel if you want to learn how to do that. But you have to finish the edges you cannot finish the edges by burnishing with chrome tan leather. Now another positive of chrome tan leather is it's far more durable, because it doesn't pick up the oils and waxes, because it doesn't pick up the natural movement of you. It is far more durable. It will last you chrome tan leather will probably last you a much longer time. That product will last longer. Whether vegetable tan leather will deteriorate faster, and you have to feed vegetable tan leather. One of the other differences, chrome versus veg, or veg versus chrome, is, generally speaking, chrome tan leather is available in far more colours. Because chrome tan is not restricted to more natural tanning processes and dyeing processes, you can get far brighter colours. You can get metallics, you can get neon colours, you can get neon orange if you wanted to. I've seen neon crocodile, but you cannot. But with veg tan, you can get bright colours with veg tan, but you can't get neons and metallics and all of this sort of stuff. The big take-home factors are: A, price. Chrome tan is cheaper, veg tan is more expensive. B, colour variations. You can get more colours in chrome tan than you can in veg tan. Durability. Chrome tan is more durable than vegetable tan. Finish. Do you want it to be more natural? If you do, you want veg tan. Do you want it to last longer? Chrome tan. Another type of durability. Do you want it to be scratch resistant? Chrome tan. Do you want it to take on the characteristics of those scratches, make it more personal to you? Veg tan. All these things you need to take into account when you're looking at the types of leather. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was useful, and please leave any comments please leave any questions you have in the comment box below. If you want any further information about a specific type of tannage, let me know. Or if you have a project that you have in mind and you're not sure what type of leather to use, please leave a comment leave your question in the comment box below, and I will do my best to help you out with it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.